So I'm back and I'm better. You guys, before I get going into the girls' chat, just want to make a few quick announcements. Really, really quick because people don't pay attention to my posts or the community tab. So I'm gonna say it live. Um, this weekend for personal readings, I will not be available. I will be with La Familia. So, hey, happily. I will be with La Familia celebrating my birthday this Saturday. And probably with my man. Let's see. Also, I will not be going live as frequently as I have been. I am good, love. Thank you for asking. Hey, Melanie. Hey to everybody that's hopping in the live. I will not be going live as much as I normally have, so I'll probably be just going live once a week. Once a week, that's it. And that's because I'm really trying to manifest my vision, bring my manifestations to reality, and in working on my vision board, trying to accomplish a lot of things. I will still be taking personal readings. That's what I have a website for. I will still go live, but it will not be frequently. Yeah. I mean, as usual, like if you need me, you can reach me via email. But generally, I'll just be posting content as normal and focusing on building my Etsy shop and other projects I have going on. So I won't be live like Mondays and Fridays like I normally do. So it'll probably be just once a week, probably Fridays is what I'll do. And then if I feel the energy to go live, I'll let y'all know. I'll let y'all know during the day. Today was super, super busy, so I didn't get a chance to like post as much as I normally do. But because it's tax season. But yeah. But I had to get that out of the way. Tonight's topic for Girls Chat is going to be you cannot change them. Okay? And segueing into, everybody's roles in a relationship. Generally both parties have a responsibility to yourself, but you have a responsibility to each other. To love and respect your person. And vice versa. Love and respect and trust, foundation of a healthy relationship, right? And healthy communication. So when it comes to your role and their role, everybody has the same role. To treat the other person how you want to be treated, basically. If you don't want somebody lying to you, then don't lie to them. Balance is everything in connections. And so that's why I wanted to say you cannot change them as a topic. Hey, Queen. Welcome back, love. Because a lot of times, especially us women, we think, oh, well, if I do this or I give him the sun, moon, and the stars, that he's going to stick around, right? And he's going to start being consistent. All of a sudden, he's been a fuckboy his whole life, but now all of a sudden, and for no reason at all, he's going to start, being that man I want him to be. And that's just not how it works. Not how it works. So, hey, Mari. Hey, Shar. Good to see you, Mari. It's been a minute. I was just thinking about you, actually. I was going through and deleting people from my IG account. I sure was. And I was like, Mari, I haven't seen Mari in so long. So, welcome back, beautiful. But tonight's topic is you cannot change them. And the reason I decided on that topic is because I get this question a lot in personal. No. No, love. No. Mari, you have been with me since the beginning of this journey. I could not. Okay? I could not. And you've never disrespected me. You've never tried to push my boundaries or any such a thing. So I appreciate that. Definitely. You will definitely always be on my list of people. And that's how you know who your true soul tribe is, because those people respect your boundaries. They're not constantly trying to take from you. They're not trying to manipulate situations or control things. Like, nah, we're not doing that. But that's the thing. Like, you can't change people. And that was one of the topics I wanted to discuss because, no, Melanie, no. You're not like that either. But people who drain my energy, people who DM me for free readings and stuff like that, oh, absolutely not. Nope, 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 nope. Um, you have to protect your energy at all costs. You have to protect your peace of mind at all costs. So, exactly, she is. Melanie's a good soul. And she's always so concerned, you know? She's always so concerned. You always ask me how I'm doing, if I ate, how I feel. So, I love you for that and thank you. But all of my subscribers, shout out to all of y'all who are here and have supported me through this whole journey. I've only been on this channel for a year, but it's been a blessing. I've learned a lot, I've experienced a lot, I've seen a lot. And people, let me say this. When you first meet someone, you can just meet them like on a social media platform, but when people show you who they are, believe them. Like, and sometimes people put on a false persona. Like, somebody will start following you, for example, or they'll subscribe to your channel and they'll watch you for a little while, but they only come in here to take little bits and pieces of information and go run with it and spread stuff. Or they only come in because they want to take control of the situation and start telling other people what to do or telling you how to run your channel or just trying to cause division and chaos, or they're here to gossip. You know? So beware of people like that, because one minute they can befriend you, and then the next minute they're trying to steal your ideas or try to control your stuff or trying to just manipulate the whole situation or get something out of you for free. Whatever the case is, everybody is not genuine, you know? Right, happily. Right, frenemy. Everybody is not a genuine friend. Let me tell you, test the spirits. I know that is typically a biblical term, but it really is true. Test the spirits and be aware of people who are always like, oh, I'm nice. Does that sound like anybody you know? Oh, I'm really nice. I'm so giving. I'm so this. I'm so that. People who brag a lot about themselves usually are some of the most toxic people that are around, because they want people to see them in this light. They want people to think, oh, well, she's such a sweet person. Is she? Because if you tell her no, what might her reaction be? If you don't respond to her email automatically, what might her reaction be? If you call her out on something that she needs to be called out on, how is she going to accept it? Is she going to humble herself, or is she going to try to defend herself and say, oh, that's not me, that's them. That's not my problem. I'm not the problem. So-and-so's the problem. You see, humility goes a long way. And you can't change people. It brings me back to this point. You cannot change people. People choose to be who they are, especially as adults. Once you are an adult, your character, your personality is formed. By the time you've reached 18 years of age, you've already been set for life. You've already been raised to be this particular individual that you've been raised to be. I cannot come in and change you. That's something that individual has to decide to do on their own. And not only that, but they always say the first step to overcoming a challenge or a problem is acknowledging that you have one, which requires humility, right? Hey, Sarah Love. It requires humility, because that person has to decide for themselves, you know what? I have a lot of toxic ways about myself. There's a lot of things that I do. I snap back at people. I have temper problems. I don't like it when things don't go my way. I throw tantrums like a child. Even though I may be 18, 19, 25, 35, 45, those are toxic traits. Or I always have something negative to say towards someone. I'm not an uplifting person. Or I think the worst case scenario of everybody around me. Or I just like to spread gossip and be in everybody's business. You can't change them. And when you can't change them and they show you who they are, let them go in peace. Exactly, happily. And with shadow work comes humility. Comes humility, because humility is admitting that you are not perfect. I'm not perfect, and that I have flaws. We all have character flaws, and that's okay because we're human beings, you know, we're human beings. But the problem is when those flaws come up and we choose to suppress them, sweep them under the rug, deny them. Denial is a big problem. It's a big blockage for a lot of people, just like fear and denial. And you decide that you don't want to hear what anybody else has to say. Right, happily, or you don't want to take the advice that's given to you. Why? Here's my question though, for people like that. Why would you waste your time, right? Going to a therapist, a counselor, a coach, a reader, whoever you go to. Why would you waste your money, your time, your energy going to someone to give you advice and then you don't take the advice? What sense does that make? That's like going to a job, clocking into a 9 to 5 for free. Would you do it? Would you do it? That's my question. Would you do it? So if you ask someone, especially a medical professional or a licensed person or a certified coach, or even if you go to a tarot reader, whoever you're asking for advice, right? Right? Thank you, Melanie. If you wouldn't go to work and clock in and work hard from 9 to 5 for free, then why would you go get advice that you're not going to follow? Just doesn't make sense, you know? Just doesn't make sense. Excuse me, y'all. But like I said, when people don't want to change themselves, right, Melody, true Aquarius energy, I'm not going nowhere that I'm not getting paid. Do you hear me? Especially not no 9 to 5. Hey, Tara girl, and welcome to the channel. Welcome all the new people to my channel. Thank you guys so much for all of your love and support. Aquarius and Pisces, you guys, your readings will be done tonight, and I will have them posted by Friday, okay? Y'all, I thought I was going to be able to have the strength and energy to do daily collective readings. Not yet. Not yet. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. But yeah. Hey, Glam. I thought I could handle it, but then I was like, I'm not ready this week. I gotta start over next week and do my daily reading. So I'm gonna try to start over next week. You know what you may have to do, Glam? You may have to unsubscribe and resubscribe. Hey, Brenda Boo. Hey, y'all. I'm so happy to see everybody. Like, y'all know how happy I get. Like, I get so excited when I go live. I get so excited. Yeah. I just get excited to see y'all. Like, y'all really make my day. What was I saying? Okay, y'all, Rico's chilling out. I had to check on him because he's, you know. Oh, thank you, Glam. Y'all gotta think I'm a Tasmanian devil. Because I would say, as soon as you're capable, I would say, please don't take this the wrong way, but y'all know I'm an Aquarius / Aries in my heart. I would say move out as soon as possible. As soon as you start working, like you start working, right? You're of working age, and like you actually have a grip on your finances and stuff. Go ahead and move out. Why stay there? Especially even more so, Brenda, like as far as moving out, I would say by the time you're like 21, you should be gone. Like you shouldn't still be living at home. 21, nah, nope. I mean, unless you absolutely have a situation. 18, 19, 20, 20. Yeah, that's 4 years. You should be gone. Bye. We love you. Yeah, you should been gone by like 21. I mean, some people are mature enough to where they can leave at 18, 19, but I'm telling you, Glam, in my spirit, I'm really in Aries. There's no fire in my chart, but I swear, by 21, you should be gone. What are you doing? Sir, you're a whole grown man now. What are you doing? You eat up my whole refrigerator. My whole refrigerator is gone because you're like a whole grown guy. You know what I'm saying? So, no, You're not asking too much. My situation was a lot different, but, because I had to help my mom a lot. And women, it's different for women, but when you have a guy, a man, a whole dude, it's time for you to go. Like, no. You're like 20, like if you're 25 and he's still at home, which is, y'all, this is a whole nother topic. Oh, Glam. I'm like, this is a whole nother topic, right? It's probably because I be around fire signs all the time, Glam. And I'm like, if he's 25, he's like damn near 30 at this point. Right, happily. He's like damn near 30. So if you're like damn near 30, which 25 is close to 30, me doing my math rounding up, you should not be at home with your mama. You should have you should own your car by this point. You should own reliable transportation by 25. By 25. I don't care. By 25, you should at least own the car. At least. You should have your own place. I'm not going to say own it because, sometimes the situation doesn't allow you to own it, but you should actually be paying rent responsibly. Like, you should have not had to be evicted from somewhere. That's just me. Right. Which I was going to have that as a topic, but I was kind of low-key scared that it might offend people, but y'all know I really don't care. Because especially in the Black community, especially, mothers coddle their sons too damn much. Dude can be in jail and she's sending him money, clothes, gifts, all kinds of stuff. I'm like, you're making his stay comfortable. Let's not forget, he committed a crime to be here in the first place. 90% of the time, you have that 10% that, they're there innocently. But 90% of the time, he was doing something stupid to be there. So why are we like, and then I've heard some of the conversations, like, they'll talk crazy to their mom on the phone, like, you ain't sent me enough for this, that, and the other. Right, 20, like, who are you to cut? Like, first of all, sir, you're in jail. So if I send you $20, if I send you $5, that's a blessing to you. But you see the disrespect? Like, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do it. And I see it a lot, especially, I don't know about other cultures. Y'all let me know. But I specifically see it a lot in the Black community where moms really cater to their sons. It's like girls are held to a higher standard. Like, don't be out here messing with them boys. Don't be out here being fast. Don't be out here doing this. Meanwhile, he's out here getting girls pregnant, being irresponsible, coming home whenever he feels like it, not paying any bills, doesn't help put food in the house, but you let him stay here. Make it make sense. Like, is this just me? Like, am I seeing things wrong? But you tell your daughter, if you have a baby, I don't want you here. You're not staying here. You need to go find somewhere to stay. But he's got 5 different baby mamas, and you're like, oh, I can't wait to see my grandkids. Look what I bought them. I'm trying to, like, the culture, like, something's not, it doesn't sit well with me. Like, what is wrong? Hey, Amor. Like, maybe it's just me. Y'all let me know. Am I tripping or something? But, like, make it make sense. Exactly, Queen. Why is it that the daughters are, like, held to a higher standard than the males? No, I moved out on my own, Brenda. Straight on my own. Yeah. Because I was like, we're not going back. So I'm like, I don't understand it. Like, make it make sense. And it could just be me. If he needs a babysitter, guess who he's calling? It don't even have to be 30 or 40. He can be 30, 40 years old. He needs a baby. I'm calling, where's my mama? His favorite thing, his mama. He's calling his mama. I need to borrow some money. It's his mama. That's what I'm saying. Like, his mom babies him the whole entire time. How is he ever going to man up? Mom does everything for him. So when he gets with a real woman that holds him accountable for his actions, mama cleans up behind him, fixes his food, watches his kids, cleans his room. She does everything for him. He has no accountability, no sense. No, you're fine, Brenda. You can't do that to children. They have to learn some sense of responsibility, you know? Especially males, because I would think, exactly, Glam, I would think that if I had a son, I would want him to learn responsibility because he's going to be the head of a household one day. He's going to be someone's father, someone's husband. I would want him to have a sense of responsibility and acting responsibly. You can't run around here just doing foolishness and expect me to come bail you out every time you do something stupid. It's not how the real world works. The real world works. Go ahead and screw up and do something stupid. You might end up in jail. You might end up dead. But, you know. See, thank you, Melanie. See, I didn't know it was a worldwide issue. Glam. I mean, I'm telling you, I feel like so much pressure, which I honestly believe that's why a lot of women feel like, you know, I did actually, Brenda, I did. For a while, I kind of felt down about it, like low key, not really, because y'all know I don't show emotion like that, but I low key felt some type of way when other people around me were getting married and I wasn't, and then I had to take a step back and be like, self. First of all, you are free. Second of all, you don't have a bunch of responsibilities and kids to tend to because you're not married to someone. Just because, let me make this clear. Just because you have a ring on your finger does not mean that that person is going to stay around. It doesn't. It is not a guarantee. Now, don't get it twisted. I desire to be married. I desire to be married and have a family. But I'm not like saying this is what I have to do by this date. Because honestly, the relationship I'm in now has been very blessed because I'm taking my time. I'm getting to know my person. I'm not in a hurry, and I'm not setting this expectation that 2 years from now, I'm going to be married and have 2 kids. I'm not setting it to be that way. And he actually appreciates that more because he doesn't feel, it's like, the way he's expressed it to me is like, he appreciates me not putting extra pressure. He already has pressure to deal with from work and other responsibilities. So, does he love me? Yes. Does he want to be with me? Yes. Is he committed? Yes. Marriage will come eventually, but it's not my main focal point. It's not a guarantee that the person is going to be with you for eternity because things can happen. But at that young age, when I was like 25, I felt kind of like I should, but I had to stop and realize a lot of the people in my age group at that point in time in my life were unhappy. A lot of them had kids with people they didn't even love. And I knew that was something that I did not want for myself. I don't ever want to marry somebody because other people, my family, my mom, my parents, they were like, this is what you need to do. Hey, love. Exactly, Liam. Right. Because a lot of people at that time in my age group between 2025, they were marrying because they felt pressured to marry. Or I don't know if y'all have heard of those situations where the girl gets pregnant, because this happened to somebody in my family. The girl gets pregnant, and then like her mom says, well, you know, since you and this guy have been together and you have a baby, hey Kelly, then y'all should just go ahead and quote make it right, because it's supposed to make it better, and go ahead and get married now because you're bringing in life into the world. Here's what happened. Let me tell y'all what happened. 2 kids later, they got a divorce, or actually they're in the middle of getting a divorce, because it was not, again, it wasn't the process. It's the process. It wasn't a natural process. It was she got pregnant, and the family, because you know a lot of people are focused on appearances. It makes them look bad. Let's say your father is a preacher. You end up pregnant at 17. Don't look good, does it, for the church? So he says, well, we need to go ahead and get you and Tevin married. So Melissa and Tevin get married, even though they're only 17. They haven't really experienced life, all because she got pregnant. So now it's like, well, let's just put them together so that it looks good on the outside. It looks like my family is stable. It looks like everybody is happy. And I really hate that because it's fake. At the end of the day, it's fake and it's forced. Again, you can't force love. There's no love there. It's convenient for them. It's convenient for, you're living for other people. And that's something that I realized I didn't want to do. I didn't want to say yes when I really meant to say no. So, to answer your question, Brenda, I felt pressured. Did I give in? No, because I knew that's not what I wanted. I knew it wasn't what I wanted. And I damn sure knew I didn't want to have kids with anybody that I wasn't married to, because I would want my child or children to have some type of stable atmosphere to grow up in. Because children need both parents. They need that balance of both masculine and feminine energy. So they need the father and the mother there. So I hope that answers the question. But the topic that we're talking about is not feeling like you can change someone, because you cannot. We cannot. You cannot force someone to love you. And I cannot stress that message enough. You cannot. Either they love you or they don't. That's going to hurt. That's going to hurt like hell. Especially if you've given your body, your time, your finances, your energy, all of this into one individual who shows you nothing but disrespect, bare minimum effort, half-ass energy, and they keep showing up to you like this. That's how they show up to you. Right, Glenn. And, you know, kudos to the single mothers. Kudos to you single mothers who are doing it, and you're doing it well. But just because you have a baby before marriage does not make you a bad person. It does not make you a bad person. It doesn't. Exactly, Liam. And I feel like that's a stigma that society puts on people. Yes, it's better to have stability. It's better to have both parents there. But let's say you were in a relationship with the child's father. Right, Melanie. Let's say you were in a relationship with the child's father and you both decided to have a child. You're not married, but you decided to have a child. As long as you two parents are working together to take care of your children or your child, they have what they need, right? So then the law can put a title on it whenever you're ready. The law can put a title on it and say, okay, well, this is a couple, right? You carry this person's last name or whatever you want to call it, but you two already live together and you have children together. So you pretty much are a family, which is where they came up with the term common law marriage. You've been together with this person for a long time. Obviously, you're what? Committed, right? I know here in the state of Missouri, it's like 5 years, but in other places, it may be a little bit longer. They call common law marriages people who have been together like 5, 10, 15 years or more. It's a common law marriage. So the children, they have stability. As long as those two people are committed to each other, that's That's the issue. And I feel like that is the narrative that needs to change in our society as a whole. Like, why is it that men are non-committal? What makes them non-committal? What makes them run away from responsibility? A lot of it is because, again, they're raised in single mother homes. They're single parent homes. It's like you have to have that balance. You can't run around thinking it's okay to plant seed everywhere and just leave it to grow. That's basically what happens when a man is not stable. He has a child with this one and that one and that one, and then this is the funny part. Okay, it's funny, but it's not funny. Then he gets mad when the state says, exactly, Melanie, you can't make him change. And you know they're saying, y'all probably laugh, but you can't. No, I actually had to take a series of courses and training through the company, Brenda. Right. You can't they have the saying you can't change a hoe into a housewife, but yes, Brenda. Right. Exactly, Kelly. But it's the same thing with guys. Like, if there was a saying for guys, I would use it. I'm trying to think. Is there a saying for guys? But y'all know what I'm trying to say. you can't change a hoe to a housewife, but you can't take you can't take a thug and make him a businessman. Like, you can't make him professional and educated and this type of thing. It has to be something that person is willing to do. Like, you can, but again, you can bring the horse to the water, but you can't make him drink, right? So at the end of the day, it's that person's decision. Like, a lot of people bend over backwards trying to, my sister gave me a really great analogy the other day. She said, hey, Maria, she said, trying to force someone to love you will only leave you unhappy. She said, because it's just like, when you're in your teenage years, like that 13 to 16, okay, maybe 18 for some of us, stubborn ones, phase where no matter what your parents tell you, you don't want to listen to them because they don't make any sense. During that age in life, they just don't make any sense. So you're like, yeah, mom, I hear you. I hear you. Yes, ma'am, I hear you, but really I'm going to go do what I'm going to do anyway. It's that type of thing. Like, you can't force them to do what you're asking them to do. Sometimes, hard ass has to learn the hard way. It's like, I told you, I done told you about doing this particular thing. It's going to catch up with you. Well, they keep doing it. It catches up with them. They're calling mom. Mom, can you come get me out? What are you doing? Where are you at? I'm over here stuck. I don't know where I'm at. I'm not. Oh, really? Why are you stuck? I told you not to go over there. I told you not to go out with them people. You see what I'm saying? So you couldn't have forced that child to do what you told them to do. But you told them. You can't make them. They have to see the error in their own ways, and they had to learn it through the experience. So with that being said, sometimes you have to leave them in peace. You have to walk away from people. Like, it can be painful. It can be family members. It can be your mother. It can be your father. It can be your sister, your siblings. Sometimes you have to walk away from people because you cannot force people to change. We're going to talk about this. Narcissists. Going back to that topic again. Gaslighters and manipulators. Selfish individuals. You cannot change them. If they don't see the problem, they're not going to change. You can talk to your blue in the face. That's why a lot of empaths have learned no contact. Stop giving them energy. Stop giving them finances. Oh, really? Really? Because the narcissist sees us as supply. They say, you're an empath, you're a sensitive soul, because you genuinely care about people and the world as a whole. All I have to do is just tell her this story, and then she'll go ahead and buy that thing for me that I have the money to get, but I just don't want to spend my money, so I want her to get it for me. Do you see what I'm saying here? This is through the narcissist's mind. So they tell you this grand story to make you feel sorry for them, this whole pity party. Meanwhile, they're fully capable, but they want to use you. And how many times Do they burn you before you say, okay, enough is enough? I'm done. I'm done. Or every time you talk to them, they're belittling, like low key belittling you in some type of way. They don't see anything wrong with their behavior. Like, for example, you're telling a story, and they'll be like, well, when I was your age, I was more responsible with my money. Do you see what I'm saying here? It was a low key dig because you're telling them about something that happened, and you actually, you know, um, Star, it was positive. I feel like it was positive. I feel like it was. But I'll let you give me feedback. But you see what I'm saying? Like the narcissist constantly finds a way to throw low blows, low jabs. And so no matter how many times you may say, hey, that really hurt me, when you said this, that, and the other, or it really affected me when you did this, that, and the other, the narcissist will be like, well, I was a great father. I mean, if you're ungrateful because I gave everything for you. I raised you. I didn't have to do this. You see what I'm saying? So every time you try to point out to the narcissist that they failed in some type of way, they don't change because they don't see the problem. They feel entitled. They feel like, well, I'm your husband, so you should respect anything that I say. If I tell you that I don't want steak for dinner, then I don't want steak for dinner. Well, you didn't have to throw it on the floor. Well, I told you I don't like steak. You see what I'm saying? Excusing the behavior. They're not accepting responsibility and accountability for their actions because they don't see the need to change. And he will continue to throw tantrums because that's what he always does. You see it? So you can't force him. So you see what I'm saying? So in that situation, the best thing to do, go ahead and remove yourself. Because you're talking to a brick wall. The person is completely either one in denial because of arrogance or whatever it is, but two, they just simply don't want to change, and you can't force them, right? You cannot force someone to truly love you. That's supposed to be a normal emotion. That's a natural feeling. That's a natural emotion. Right, Maria. Right. Exactly, Kelly. Because there's no sense in talking to a brick wall. You're not going to get anywhere. That's pretty much what that's like. And so then you have the fuck boys. They're not going to change, right? Same saying applies. Can't change a hoe into a housewife. It applies to them. They come in. They woo you. They tell you all these sweet nothings that you want to hear or they think you want to hear. And then when you actually start showing emotion and saying, well, I want something serious with you, and you're constantly trying to have interaction or contact or communication with him, then it's like, oh damn, now she wants to be serious, and I got her, and I got her, and I got her, and I'm just gonna be like, well, I'm too tired, I don't want to talk right now, I don't want to talk, and you keep pulling, well, maybe I can do this, or do you want to go here with me? Let's do this together. He's showing you he doesn't want to be with you. That's hard. That's a hard pill to swallow. But when someone shows you they don't value you or respect you or love you, leave their ass alone. People will keep, well, I've been calling him and I've been texting him. Why, sis? Why are you doing this? He's clearly showing you he's not going to change. And it's this constant back and forth. Well, we've been at this, we've been doing this back and forth 2 years, 3 years, 6 years. How many years are you going to waste on somebody who is not serious? They pop up every so many months. Can that even be technically classified as a relationship? You don't hear from him. Exactly, Maria. It's a waste. You don't hear from him unless he wants something from you. The WYD text at midnight. You had 24 hours to contact me. Why are you waiting until 1 a.m.? Why? Sleeping hours to contact me. WYD. Sleep. Thank you, Melanie Boo. Sleep. So he hits you up. Or he hits you up on the weekend. He doesn't talk to you all week long, But then on the weekend, because he wants some ass, now he's gonna call you and he's gonna text you because, oh, I want to see you, beautiful. How are you, beautiful? Now I'm beautiful. Now there's good morning. What happened? There were 5 other days this week, bro. You missed out. There's 7 days in a week, and you're only concerned about one, Saturday. Where were you Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? Do you see it? And they'll be like, oh, well, I love him. What do you love? Why? That's like saying you love a murderer. Why? What do you see in him? Well, he's cute and, we just have good conversation. Okay, so what is that going to do for you, though? Do you see it? Well, I think if he's with me long enough, then he'll change his mind and he'll want a relationship. Is that what you think? Really? Because it's not going to happen. He's been that way since day one. He's been inconsistent day one. It's just like, and it's like little ways that people talk to you. Like he could low key say something, talk to you crazy. Right, making excuses. This enabling, like I was talking about the mothers that coddle their sons, that do way too much for their sons, and they can't figure out how to be a grown-up. Exactly, Amor, exactly. They know what they want and they know what they don't want. And if they don't want you, they'll just go on to the next person. And that's why, ladies, the simple answer, you don't hear back from them. They haven't reached out. They're with someone else, living what they think is their best life. So you should do the same. Block, delete, nice knowing you. Because if a man really, really wants something, trust me, they're gonna work for it. They're gonna put energy into it. Exactly, Amor. That's funny you said that because my DM told me that. He was like, I said you were very bold because he was very bold. He was like, I want to talk to you. I want to take you out. I want to be able to call you or whatever. He asked me for my phone number when we first met, and I was like, you're very bold. You don't even know me. And he was like, but I really, really wanted to know you. Do you see what I'm saying here? Like he made it obvious. Like I was at work in a public place and he made it obvious. Okay, Glam Love, we ain't going nowhere. But he made it obvious. He made it a point to come over to me and start a conversation. Like he literally stopped the line of people I was serving because he wanted to have a conversation. And I'm like, sir, I'm working. I mean, me being me, like, I'm working. How can I help you? And the first thing he's like, I like your eyebrows. Okay, thanks. Then he's just staring. And I'm like, can I help you? You're really beautiful. I want to know if I can talk to you. In front of everybody. Just in front of everybody. No qualms. Do you see what I'm saying here? Like, if somebody really is into you, they're going to let you know that they're into you. Bold. Not this, well, I only hear from Jim every 5 months. I only hear from Tevin every 6 years. No, ma'am. Jim and Tevin are fired. They're fired. The next time somebody goes missing for 48 hours, exactly, Amor. Exactly. I was like, whoa. The strength of this, come on right now. Like, what are you doing, sir? But you're right. He was like, I just know what I want. He was like, that's what he told me. I know what I want. And I was like, okay, well, we'll see about that. But a lot of times, and the thing about it is, and this is why I say this to people, he is not my type. Like, he's not the type of person that I would have gone after. But, I mean, he's a really great man. He really is. And so, with that being said, sometimes your soulmate or your counterpart or the person that you are going to be with is going to be somebody that you would not even think twice about. Sometimes And it's not that the person is ugly. It's not even that the person is ugly. Don't get it twisted. It's just they're just not your type. Maybe you're into people who, I don't know, who have curly hair, straight hair, tall, short, skinny, whatever your preference is. But the person may not typically be the person that you would go after. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? So then it's like the universe pushes this person in your direction, and then it's up to you. It's up to us to say, well, what am I going to do with this? Am I really like, am I right? Am I going to take advantage of this opportunity? Because this is a golden opportunity. I might pass it up being stubborn. I might pass it up being picky. I might pass it up like, I don't like his hair. You know? Thank you, Star Love. Like, I don't like his height. I don't like his belly. I don't like this, you know? Being overly picky can cost you a really, really great person. And sometimes people are not extremely cute. They're not. Some people are not, I mean, that came out wrong, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. Now I can't fix it. But sometimes we think about things, superficial. We're thinking of superficial, what we see on the outside, and everything's not about physical appearance. Everything's not about, oh, is he, 6'2", all muscle, all tone, all body. Everything's not always about the physical aspect. How is this person's character? What is he like around family and friends and coworkers? Because usually the way a man will treat the person at the counter is indicative of how he would treat you, is indicative of how he treats his mother, is indicative of how he would treat his children. So those are all things to consider when you're dating or you're courting or you're getting to know people. The way they treat and interact with other people is very indicative of how they're going to treat you. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Ooh, y'all. But that's my girls' chat. Exactly, Amor. Exactly. And there are a lot of men who hate their mother. You would be surprised at how many men cannot stand their mother. Now, I know there are situations where mothers have been very abusive to their children. And in those instances, I can understand that feeling. But some of them are just angry. Some of them are just angry. There's a lot of anger. Be careful of those type of men as well, who have a lot of anger and aggression and hostility, because it definitely is highly toxic. Yes, that's very true, Amor, because, and I tell my DM that all the time, because he's very close to his boys, and his boys, they're big boys, they're not little. And, but he told me that it's because his dad was there for him and his brothers. They actually end up living with his dad for a while, like when they were going through their teenage years. His mom had them go stay with their dad, and so their dad pretty much raised them, into adulthood. I mean, they would see their mom, but as the boys got older, because his mom and dad they didn't live together, it became harder on her to try to raise them, especially in a big city, because they're from Memphis. So it became harder on her to try to raise the boys by herself and try to keep them out of trouble. And so that's where he came in and was like, he took the boys and made sure that they had what they needed and that type of stuff. So, but I agree with you. The relationships that a man has with his parents is indicative of how he will treat you, and that's something to watch out for. If he's disrespectful, it's a wrap. It's over. Check, please. I'm out of here. I'm not, you done already talked to me crazy. Goodbye. Like, let's say you're sitting at the dinner table and you didn't hear something he said, and you were like, I'm sorry, what was that? And he was like, I said, Is there a problem? I said what I said. You can't hear this energy. I'm not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. So let me go ahead and remove myself before you get cussed out. So let me just go ahead and grab my book. Thank you guys. Thank you. I'm leaving. You see it? Because that, no, we're not gonna do it. But that's indicative. Exactly, Amor. Exactly. They know. They already know. But they'll try you though. They'll have a high caliber woman. Amor. They will have a high caliber woman. A lot of guys will date someone that they know is out of their league, and they will still try her. They will try to see where he can get some leeway. Like, this is the first, yes, this is the first date night, and I'm going home. I try to open my front door to go in, and he tries to come in with me. No, sir. No, sir. Back up. You're technically still a stranger. You're not coming in my home. I still don't know you. So go ahead and back up. We had a good time together. Thank you for dinner. I will talk to you in the morning. Do you see it? But he's gonna try it though. Well, can I kiss you? No. He's gonna try it. He's gonna try it. But that's where setting your boundaries and sticking to them comes into place. No. We're not doing that here. No. Mm-mm. No, Maria, that I was using that as an example. Yes. I think so too, Amor. And believe it or not, men actually compare women. They do. It's funny to listen to men, the way they talk about women and their perception of things. Like, my DM was telling me, he was like, you can have, we had this discussion, he was like, you can have, a man can have several different women, but he has the one that he actually loves. And I was like, what do you mean by that? Like, that sounds silly to me as a woman. I'm like, what do you mean you have the one that you love? And he's like, because that man may have children with this one or that one, but then there's the one that he actually loves, like the one, like you're saying, Amor, that he actually wants to settle down with, that he may have wanted to have a family with, because she treats him different. And believe it or not, a lot of men are lacking, they lack that loving, nurturing type of energy, especially if they come from, like I said, if they were raised in toxic families, and then all they had growing up were toxic relationships with people who are screaming and cussing and showing out and acting the ass in public, and just really, exactly, Amor. That's how he explained it. He was like, because, right, Queen, exactly. He was like, because that one woman that doesn't give him problems, always fighting, always nagging, always asking for money, nothing is never good enough for her. That's the type of woman that we fight with. And I was like, that's too much drama. That's just too much energy. I'm not gonna sit here and yell and scream with you. I'm not gonna cuss you out. He's like, some women will come after you, they'll chase you around with knives and threaten to shoot you and all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, what? Are you serious? But there are toxic women just as much as there are toxic men. I guess because I've lived a very sheltered life, I've never really witnessed real toxic people. I just could not believe. Right, Amor. I have watched him, Amor. I have watched some of MJ Harris's stuff. I have watched it. I did not know. I don't know why I didn't know this, but yeah, I actually adore his personality. I did not know that there were a lot of toxic women, but it makes sense though, because That's where toxic men come from. And honestly, I truly believe, this is just my personal opinion, I believe a lot of the guys that we call fuck boys, the players, those ones are those ones, he really does. He's great. Those same guys were raised by toxic women. I mean, just think about it. As a young boy, you see your mom, um, you see your mom with different men all the time. What are you gonna grow up to think? You're gonna think, oh well, if you're a boy, well I should be able to have different women. Why not? Mom does. She's got people in and out. She's not settled down with anybody. See what I'm saying? It's a subconscious thing. It's a subconscious thing. And so he's over his grandmother's house, he's at his nana's house, he's at his TT's house, and as he grows older and older, she cusses him out and slaps him and treats him crazy. So then he thinks the aggression, the arguing, the fighting, the slashing tires and busting windows, that this is all normal behavior. And it's like, no, we don't do that here. That's not how we speak. That's not how we act. No, sir. Oh, yeah, Amor. I haven't watched them in a little while, but I definitely will go back and check it out. But yeah, I mean, I watch other relationship coaches as well, and I get it. Like, men don't like to feel, they don't like to feel smothered. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. A lot of men don't even like, there's those certain guys who have a very aggressive vibe. Like, they're like, they're kind of hard. When I say hard, that tough exterior where they're just really overly egotistical and macho, but really, really, they want you to rub their hair. They want you to rub their hair. They want you to hug on them. They want you to hold their hand. They really do. Little bitty things that are really, like nurturing, like intimate but nurturing. They really like it. They low key like it. And they won't tell you that at first, but eventually, you're holding hands and you try to break away and they'll grab your hand because they miss it, because they want it, but they won't verbalize it. It's just like, or I have a really bad habit of like sometimes if I'm standing over somebody, like I'll just like gently like touch their shoulder, and I've done that to my DM a few times, and he just looks at me like, what are you doing? Maria. But he looks at me like, but he don't say nothing. And he just smiles. And I'm like, because he's one of those very like, macho type people. And I'm like, sir, I'm gonna need you to calm down. I'm gonna need you to calm down. But he's very calm with me. He's very calm with me. But other people, fire. But they miss that. And like you said, Amor, I think it's a psychological aspect of it. Right. It's the little things. It's the little things that makes people and overall, especially men who are like that, who have a lot of healing to do, they really truly want somebody to truly love them. Like, they really want somebody that truly you know listens. Because I sit down and I had this conversation with him one day, and I was like, what is it that you really admire about me? And he stopped and he paused for a moment, and he said, well, hey Sabrina, I'm good, how are you? He said, well, the fact that you listen, that you actually listen to me when I speak. And I was like, really? And he was like, yeah. He said, I've never had that. And I was like, wow, that says a lot. The fact that you listen when I speak. He said, I don't have to argue with you. I don't have to argue with you. I don't have to raise my voice with you. But you listen to me when I speak. And so it made me think, like, to me, that's a normal thing. Like, you're having a conversation with anyone, just with anyone in general. You let that person say what they need to say before you say what you need to say. Right, Amor, exactly. Because I'll randomly ask him, well, what are you doing? And he'll look at me and he'll say something and he'll be like, I'm just studying you. That's what he says. I'm just studying you. And I'm like, what does that mean? And he's like, I'm just trying to learn everything about you. And I'm like, okay. But, it's like little things that I don't pay attention to. So, like you said, because they don't usually verbalize. Men are visual. They just watch. They just observe things. They don't. Women, we express things more through communication, but they are more visual. They'll just watch. They'll watch, and then at a random moment, they might be like, say something that they saw, or say something that kind of seemed weird to them. They'll let you know at an odd time. Really, Melanie, like really big babies, really, really big babies. So that was something that I learned, through experience. I learned, like, men are really just big babies, especially the ones that come off the toughest. They're really big babies. Really big babies. Oh, great, Sarah. That's what the girls' chat is all about. It's about listening and sharing and feedback. Exactly. They're really big babies. They really just want to be loved and held and hugged and caressed, just like any woman does. Don't let them fool you. Those times where you give them a hug and you're like, okay, I gotta go. You can let me go now. But I'm not ready yet. But I need to go. I need to get back to work. I need to clock back in. So sorry, sir. I have to cut this short. But I'll see you later. But yeah, it's that type of thing. But just know your worth. All of my beautiful, lovely, divine feminines, masculines, whoever's watching the live, know your worth. And know your worth enough to be, let me say this, never fear walking away. Now, this is easier said for me as an Aquarius because I have no problem walking away. But I have had those moments where it was really, really tough. It was really, really tough. And especially under certain circumstances. Like, if you're not being treated the way that you know you should be being treated, like I said, you're getting half-assery and bare minimum effort, then spoken and you clearly communicated, what your needs are, and the person doesn't respect you enough to make certain changes or to make certain improvements in the connection, and you keep going through the same thing, and you find that you keep repeating yourself, why are you going to keep repeating yourself? You're going to be repeating yourself for all eternity if you don't cut that relationship off, and you're actually going to be unhappy and miserable because you're not getting what you want out of the connection. You see what I'm saying? So don't be afraid to walk away. It may hurt. You may be a hurt, but you'll be all right. You'll be all right. Go ahead and let it go because it's the best thing for you. Sometimes the best thing for us is not the thing that we want. Ooh, y'all. I apologize, y'all. Rico. Yep, Sarah, you got it. I said, what in the Sam's hell? What are you doing? Where are you? Yeah. Where were up here trying to get on my shelf. I don't know why he does stuff. Just random. I don't know why he does stuff. Oh my goodness, y'all. He's super feisty. That's what it is. Come here. Come here. He's super feisty all day, every day. But yeah, know your worth. Don't settle for less than what you know you deserve. Somebody can't buy you gifts, but you're buying them gifts. Stop buying them gifts. Somebody can't call you, but you're calling them every day. Stop calling them. Do you see it? Stop calling them. Stop putting in 110% when you're only getting 5. Oh, you're okay, Star. I had a technical difficulty with Rico because he wanted to try and jump on my table. But we got it. We are right now. Where did you go? Rico, where did you go? Here, right now. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come talk to me. Come here. Exactly. That's the other thing. Like, what? Why are we searching? Why are we searching? And that's the thing. Like, I literally met my person and I wasn't looking for him. I was not looking for him. I actually had been trying to work on myself, which was during the period of time that I had discovered tarot and I had started learning about shadow work, and just a lot of healing that I needed to do, because I had to start asking myself questions about why I was having unhealthy relationships prior to meeting the person I'm with now. Why I was repeating the same damn cycles was because of me, because I was an unhealed person and I was attracting unhealed people into my life and into my energy, because I was, like you said, Amora, I was tolerating half-ass energy and effort from someone that wasn't 100% with me, but I was giving them 100%. I was making the trips to see this person. I was spending the money. I was wasting my gas. I was constantly calling and texting and trying to keep he's in my chair, y'all. Trying to keep communication alive. I don't know why he just, come here, you. He's worse though. But what are you eating? So, but I had to, you see what I'm saying? Like, I had to do my own inner work and healing before I could attract the type of person that I really, really wanted, you know? That's never your fault, Maria. That's a choice. That's a choice. And that's great. I'm so happy for you that you're a lot better now. Right, because that's never your fault. If somebody walks away, because that happened to me. If somebody walks away or they ghost you, because that's exactly what happened to me. This person I'm telling you about. I put all this energy in. It's their loss. It's their loss. Because, like you, Maria, you're an awesome woman. They missed out on your awesomeness because they decided, oh, well, I don't want to deal with Maria and whatever comes with Maria. But that's what you sign up for. Anytime you say, I want a relationship with someone, you are in essence saying, I want what comes with that person. That's like, I never understood, which I hate calling them this, but I never understood people who have multiple baby mamas, for lack of better words, or children's mothers, and one of the mothers says, I don't want no other woman around my kids, but he also has kids with this woman over here. Guess who's the common denominator, and guess whose blood runs through everyone's veins? Do you see it? But I have the audacity to say, well, I don't want my kids over there with her when his brothers and sisters are over there with her. Like, how dare I? They all share the same DNA in some form. Doesn't make sense. But people are crazy like that. Childish behavior, very immature behavior. Now, I can get that if those children's mother is, she's toxic and she has issues and things that are inappropriate. No, I would not want my child over there. But I would never say, don't let him be around his sister. Don't let him be around his brother. They share the same father. They share the same DNA. Just doesn't make sense. And I don't even know how I got to that point. I'm trying to figure out, how does this relate to what I just said? How does this relate? I'm thinking now. I'm trying to figure out how this relates to what I was just talking about. Don't know why that came up. But anywho, if somebody leaves you or ghosts you, it's their loss, not yours. They made that choice. Because now I remember how it fit. Because when you sign up for a relationship, it's like a job application, which is why I say dating is like the interview process. Thank you, Maria, for bringing me back to earth. I need y'all in my life. So, yeah, it's like an interview process. So, make your list. Okay, let's see. Does he fit the qualifications? Are you consistent with communication? How often do you communicate? Like, on average? Well, I might send her a text every 3 weeks. Got it. Check. How are you with personal hygiene? How often do you shower? Right? Check. Oh, okay. All right. You only shower every 72 hours. Okay, got it. Check. Right. All right. Well, I don't think you're qualified. No, you can't be my boyfriend because on a checklist of 10, you're a 3 out of 10. So you gotta at least be a 7. So, I'll call you, if I absolutely need someone to fill this position, but as of right now, I don't think you're a qualified candidate. Rico, what did you just do? So yeah. It's a screening. Dating is a screening process. So before you, because I know all in the heat of the moment, people get so excited and be like, oh, he's fine. He's so cute. And I'm so excited. I'm ready to get dressed up. I'm ready to go. And it's like anticipation, right? Hey, Kendra. No, I'm not. This is just a girls' chat. I'll be doing live readings Friday night. But, what was I saying? Y'all, Rico. You're welcome, love. Make sure you turn your notification post on so that way you're notified the next live. Hi, JG, QP, hey. But yeah, you're right, Amor. Most guys wouldn't think of doing the same thing. It's just like, I see it, I want it. But it's like, bruh, you don't know what all comes with someone. That's just like, if someone has a medical condition, that's important. That's important to know. We're just having a girls' chat. Our topic tonight was that you can't change people. That's what we've been talking about. And in general, like, we've kind of diverged a little bit, digressed into other topics, subtopics. But generally, you can't change people, and you can't force people to love you and knowing your worth and when you should walk away. That's a long title. But what it all comes down to is knowing your worth. You know your worth enough to stop trying. At some point, if you're constantly feeling like you're forcing a relationship, and you'll know if your relationship feels forced or it feels natural, take a step back. Sometimes you just take a step back. Exactly. You can't. That's exactly what I mean. You can't force someone to love you. You cannot, because you're only going to end up unhappy trying to do so. People are human and people will disappoint you because people are people, right? But you know, it's, I mean, at the end of the day, you know that you're a queen or a king and that you deserve to be treated equally, because I've known men who are in the same predicament as women, wonderful, wonderful men. I'm telling you, like hard working. He's got anything you could need. And the man, he's constantly treated with such disrespect. And it's like, why? Any woman in her right mind would love to be with this person, but you know, he's taken for granted. He's taken for granted, and it's like, know your worth. Know your worth. Don't try to buy love either. You know, trying to buy someone to love you is not. It's not gonna work. You can buy somebody all the shit in the world, and they're still not gonna love you because they don't. Like I said, it has to come from the heart. It has to be genuine. You know. Exactly, Amor. That's the thing. When you love yourself, which is why I can't stress that enough, which is why I post in my stories. You know, like if I go and buy myself something new, a nice fragrance, or I get my nails done, or I do something different to my hair, or I get my makeup, I'm posting it because I need to love myself enough to take care of myself. I was doing that before, and I will continue to do that. Um, you know, exactly, Amor. And sometimes we don't really know what we want because we don't really know who we are. Who are you and what do you want? And that's a really good question to ask yourself if you're in a relationship with somebody. What do you want from this connection? Where do you see this connection in the future? You know? Okay, what are you doing? Oh, y'all. He's chewing a notepad. But yeah, where do you want this connection? What do you want? What do you want for yourself? Do you have a goal to finish school? Exactly. Do you have a goal to start a business? Do you have a goal to redecorate your home? Do you have a goal to purchase a new vehicle? Do things independently. I feel like that's another topic. If you stop smothering other people, you can smother yourself, right? Hey, pop pop. You can smother yourself with all that love and all that energy that you were giving into somebody who wasn't serious anyway. I know, and she's such a sweetie pie, Glam. Such a sweetie pie. But it takes time. It's a learning process. It's a learning process. And you'll know, like Amor said, when you usually, I don't know how about everybody else. Hang on. Hang on 1 second, y'all. um, Usually when you start loving yourself though, that person comes back in. They come back in, the person that's meant for you. And oh, hold on, y'all, I'm into the wrong. No, Queen, that's not unhealthy. That's not unhealthy. Hang on a second. Oh, hold on now, because I missed what Maria said. get your life together. Um, yeah, Rico's just doing all kind of stuff at this point. Okay. Babies are beautiful. Rico, if you don't find some business, okay, y'all. Okay. Right, Amor. Glam. Right. You know what? I really hope that there are men that watch the live streams because I would love to have like a masculine perspective on things. Like, how really do men? That's my next goal, y'all. To do like a what do they call it? A collab, with a masculine to see what his like. What are his insights? Like, what are his thoughts? You know. I just resent it again. Um, to see what are his thoughts. Like what really do men think about women and what makes men say she's the person, she's the one, you know? Yeah. Like like I was telling y'all, my DM said he was like a lot of guys they may mess around with a couple different women. Um I have a guy in mind that I would like to do a collab with. I don't know if he would be willing to do it, but I gotta get a hold of him because he works weird hours. Um, but you know what? See Glam. I'm gonna see if he'd be willing to hop into my channel and see if he would be willing to do a collab. Right, exactly. Because usually a man will say something like negative like that because he has his own insecurities. Oh, he has no rights anyway, Melanie. He has no rights. He's irrelevant at this point because he's married. Oh, yeah. If he's married and he's saying that he wants you, I mean that's just straight foolery right there. Like, how you gonna be married and tell me that you want me? Make it make sense. Yo, you're married. How did that happen? How did that happen? And if you're unhappy, then you need to get a divorce because guess who has all the rights? The wife does. And I'm not trying to. Y'all not gonna catch me riding dirty. So if he's married, Melanie, then he needs to get a divorce if he's not happy where he's at. And that's kind of scary if you really think about it. Thank you, Casey Love. That's kind of scary if you really think about it because if he's married and he's saying, "Oh, I love you," right? But he's married. What does that mean for you? So, do you see what I'm saying? Like, could that possibly be a pattern of behavior where he gets with you? Oh, Saturday, Amor. And he gets with you, and then he decides, oh, it's not working out. So then he decides, oh, I love somebody else. Now I'm gonna dip out. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's a little bit risky, you know. It's a little bit risky. So thank you, Sarah Boo. Right, Glam. Right. You know why? You know why? Thank you guys for all the happy birthday wishes. Exactly. You see what I'm saying, Melanie? Foolery, complete foolery. He knew damn well what he was doing when he did it. But it's like, you know I am. You know I'm gonna pour up drink. Um, what was I thinking? I play too much. I'll probably have one drink and then I'll be done and I'll be like, I'm sleepy. But you know, I gotta talk up the hype, right? I gotta be hype. Like I'm really gonna do something serious. That's what my DM says. He's like, you always talk a lot of shit, and I'm like, but you like it though. Oh man, because he always tells me every day I'm making death threats because he'll say something funny, like he'll be like some woman says something to him or whatever. She says something about his beard looks nice, and I said, all right, keep on playing. And he's like, oh, what are you gonna do? And I said, you know me, I'm gonna throw up the peace sign, and he'll be like, no, I'm gonna come find you. I'm like, no, you won't see me. Oh man, I should, right? So y'all know I have a terrible thing. I have a terrible thing of being a jokester. So people be taking my jokes serious. Yeah. Oh really, Star? I drink very little. Listen, last time he thought I was in the hospital from coronavirus. He thought I was in the hospital from coronavirus. And I was really playing a joke on him. He was so mad at me, but it was so funny. It was so funny. Because I had my coworker call him from my phone and tell him that I was on a respirator and I was at the hospital and that I needed him to come see me. He was at work. He was at work, right? It's coming, Glam. He was at work and he was like, don't ever have nobody call me with that stupid shit. How can you do that? This is serious. He was like, this is serious. This is a pandemic. I was like, well, I mean, bored in the house and the house bored. So I was like, I thought of a plan. I was like, let's get him. It was when he when he finally did see me. He was trying to act serious and then he laughed, and I was like, oh my goodness. Here, count down, Amor. Count down. You got to remind us as we get closer. But he was he was so mad. He was like, how could you do that? How could you do that? And I was like, well, y'all have another prank for him. I'm probably gonna act like I broke up with him. That's my cousin's birthday, Glam. I'm probably gonna act like I broke up. Like I'll be like, you know what? I'm done. Like I don't even want to talk to you anymore. And then he would probably be like, what do you mean? He'd probably be like, what do you mean? They'd be like, you can't do that. You can't break up with me. And I'd be like, why not? Why can't I do that? Yeah, I probably work his nerves. That's probably what. I probably work his nerves. Oh, you should get her. Well, she might still get. You know what? You should give her. You should give her. Like if you have an orange Glam and like put it in the refrigerator. You know how you just peel the orange? She could chew on it and it won't get her messy. It won't get her messy. Something she could just chew on. But yeah, I don't know. I think I drive him crazy sometimes. That's what he tells me. You always saying crazy stuff. But it's because I like to play. Yeah, quite the jokester. My mom, the only person I can't play prank with is my mom because she's so serious. You know, she's a Taurus, so everything's like really serious. Mm-hmm. Really serious. I remember I tried to play a prank with my mom one time, and she was like, "Don't you ever in your life do that again." You too, Amor. You got to come back for more girls chats, because I swear we do. We really have great conversations. Oh, really? They're so serious. They're so serious. And I'm like, Mom, it was just a joke. It was just a joke. And then it's hard to pull Tauruses out of their little shell. Like, come on, you gotta try something different. Yeah, but I'm gonna let y'all go. It is getting late. Um, I love you guys. I will be live again Friday. Like I said, uh, right. And Tauruses, you know, they're usually pretty laid back for the most part. Okay, I certainly will. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Any new ideas for girls chat, please either DM me on IG or comment on this video so that I know what other ideas you guys have or topics, and we'll definitely put it on the channel. So, love you guys. Good night.